Hey everybody, happy Sunday! Hey, all right, take three. So I should tell you guys how many takes I take when some of these things when I start. It's usually I mess up the beginning of it and then I just got to redo it because I just don't practice the stuff. I just wake up Sunday morning and think, who am I gonna do a show about? All right, Roger Fisher from Heart's birthday was on 75th birthday was on Friday, Valentine's Day. It could be none more red today. Can you even see this guitar behind this shirt? It's such a great color of red, and I shouldn't have wore the red shirt today. But it's Valentine's Day. Almost said it's Halloween. Oh wow. Anyways, happy Sunday. Cheers. Here we go. Nothing like losing your train of thought. Eh? Anyways, yeah, happy Sunday. Happy belated Valentine's Day to everybody out there. And it was great playing a gig on Valentine's Day. We did a Keep the Faith gig in Lindsay, Ontario, and it was cool to play a gig on Valentine's Day. I don't know. It's a date night for a lot of people, I guess. Anyhow, but yeah, Roger Fisher from Heart. Let's talk about Roger Fisher from Heart. Do you even know the guy's name? If you're a guitar player in my age group, you probably do. Roger Fisher was the founding member of Heart, which is a lot of people don't know the whole story about Heart. You should read the book. Ann and Nancy's book's really good book, and it interviews everybody in the band, including Roger, which is great because Roger, you know, was Nancy's love interest. The two guitar players in the band, there's three guitar players in the early Heart. Howard Leese was in there too, with on guitar and keyboards and backing vocals, and yeah, he left the band very badly after a breakup with Nancy, and there was a lot of stuff going on. And but what it was funny because I kind of, in my age, I was kind of getting into Heart just as Roger was leaving, and so I'm big on greatest hits albums, and this was the greatest hits live. Do they even call it that? Yeah, greatest hits slash live. Doesn't say it on the cover, but as you can see, five members of Heart dressed in different styles, various different styles. Howard Leese very medieval, looking like the Little Queen album. Maybe that's what they're doing. Maybe they're dressing like the albums. I don't know. Anyways, if you look, five members, and it was a six-member band with Roger. So it's pretty bad when you are fired or quit from the band and they don't replace you. It's interesting. But yeah, they didn't replace him. I guess Howard Leese became the lead guitar player at that point. And this was a transitional era for Heart when they started to get into. I think Baby Lestrange was next, which was kind of a heavier album. But then they got into the whole '80s glitz of Outside Riders and DeRozier and Steve Fossen left the band. They replaced them with Denny Carmassi and sadly, I can't remember the bass player's name. That's terrible. But yeah, and basically, Roger was gone. Now, arguably, if you're a big Heart fan like I am, that was it. The songwriting side of the band was gone. The fire-breathing guitar playing that I'm a huge fan of was gone. You know, and I was very young when I discovered Heart. My parents were great. We listened to AM radio in the car. AM radio was amazing in the '70s because basically it was all rock. I heard so many songs for the first time and didn't know what they were, and then later on in life when I get into album oriented rock like classic rock on FM radio, I heard all these songs. Like I realized that I heard Roundabout from Yes on AM radio as a single years ago. Before that, and I heard it again. It's like, oh man, I remember hearing that song, in the back seat of my dad's Dodge Dart, staring. And when we're kids, what did we stare at? We stared at turquoise vinyl. That's what I stared at. I wasn't staring at a screen or a DVD player or anything else when I was riding around in my dad's car. If you're in my age group, turquoise vinyl, because the car was turquoise. Yeah, it was weird. Same color. The interior was the same color as the car. That's back. That's going back a while. 67 Dodge Dart my dad had. Well, I don't know why he liked the Chrysler. So I'm getting off topic here, but anyhow, yeah. So I got into Heart, and then I had a little black and white TV in my bedroom growing up, and late night I used to watch Saturday Night Live. I used to love Saturday Night Live, the classic Saturday Night Live with Chevy Chase and Garrett Morris. Garrett Morris, yeah. Bill Murray. Anyways, you know the show. And after Saturday Night Live was Don Kirshner's rock concert, which was a show that the only way we could see our favorite bands live was on Don Kirshner's rock concert, because there was nothing else. We just starved to see someone playing guitar. That's all I was doing. Starved to see someone playing guitar. So one night they put on a little montage about Heart. Didn't even introduce it or anything. I just came back from the commercial, and then there's Jen and Nancy in the dressing room putting their makeup on, getting ready, telling stories, and then it was the album Dog and Butterfly, arguably probably my favorite Heart album. And my kids, or I don't know who bought this for me for Christmas a few years back, an actual copy of Dog and Butterfly. I think this is an original copy. Could be, I don't know. I always look at the dates. Anyhow, that's why it's wrapped in plastic here. Yeah, and that video on Don Kirshner's rock concert was the tour for Dog and Butterfly, which was Roger's final tour with them. This is an amazing album. I love the Gatefold albums. Don't you love when you used to go and you bought your album, you brought it home, and that was the, you opened it up and there's a huge picture of the band. Where's Roger? Roger's sitting in front here. There's Roger right there. Anyhow, as you can see, 6 members. And this, oh wow, oh, this is a special edition. It's got the special yellow, same color as the album vinyl. So obviously this is not an original copy. But and then didn't you love when you had the lyrics? All the lyrics printed out. And this is all we had. We used to just read this. This is a poster, isn't it? Yeah, some sort of poster. Anyhow, getting back to Don Kirshner's rock concert. So they played some live stuff. Cook with Fire, Hijinks, Straight On, Dog and Butterfly. Then they cut to a commercial and came back, and they played a live version of Crazy on You, it's that version's on YouTube, where Nancy's playing the Ovation at the beginning, does a great intro, and then there's one part in the song near the end, right after the part I just played, that great ascending line that Roger plays in the guitar solo. Then there's a part where the vocals go ah, and then Roger runs up to the drum riser, runs back down, and then runs right across the stage. At that point in my young life, I can't remember how old I was, I wanted to be a live guitarist, rock guitarist, and play live on stage. That was the moment. It wasn't Eddie Van Halen's Eruption. It wasn't Michael Schenker's Strangers in the Night. It wasn't listening to Joe Perry on Live Bootleg, all things I've talked about on this show. It was seeing Roger Fisher do that run across the stage, and then the next shot, Nancy and him are back there, and then the song ends, and it's like the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life to that point. Eddie Van Halen live was just incredible, but hey, it was just the sheer power of that, and the guy was just such a great guitar player. And like I said on my, I think I posted it on Friday, You probably, if you listen to classic rock radio, I know we don't listen to a lot of radio anymore because it's, we're under siege of, certain streaming platforms that I don't use because I don't like certain streaming platforms. But anyhow, we tend to do that. I listen to a lot of Sirius radio in the car. I don't get a lot of news. Don't get anything like that. But I used to. We all. I'd hope we all listened to FM classic rock radio growing up, and I think you'd hear Roger Fisher 10 times a week, if not more, because he's on all the classic Heart songs. From the beginning. They're all listed on Greatest Hits Live right here because I can't use my memory at my age here. Barracuda, Crazy on You, Straight On, Dreamboat Eddie, Magic Man, Heartless, Dog and Butterfly. All songs that you'll hear. The amazing Kick It Out. All those great lead solos that you heard. Heart was if you read the book, Heart was a Led Zeppelin influenced band. If you hear Barracuda, it sounds like Achilles' Last Stand. Ann's vocals, if you watch the Kennedy Center version of Stairway to Heaven, and this is what they cut their teeth on, and playing in Canada. I thought Heart was a Canadian band when I first heard them because they were based in Vancouver, and we all thought they were Canadian, and then we realized that they were actually draft dodgers. The guys in the band, Roger and his brother, who was the manager, Mike Fisher, and was Ann's love interest. He was the Magic Man, by the way, in the song. And basically, they were in, and then came to Vancouver because they were from Seattle. They went to Vancouver, and then Ann came back. Ann joined the band for a long time, and then Nancy came up. She was in college, and she came up. But anyways, I thought they were a Canadian band, and they were American, and it doesn't matter. Who cares? There's lots of Canada, U.S. stuff, and who cares? Anyhow, Roger Fisher, happy 75th birthday. I have to go because my time is running out. I don't have a lot of room on my phone. I keep staring at it as I watch here. But anyways, thanks guys. Thanks everybody who's coming out to see Keep the Faith. I'm on show 2. Show 3 is in Coburg on February 28th. I got a week off, and we've got some Bridge on Fire. March is going to be our huge month. I'll announce it next week for Bridge on Fire and Keep the Faith. Anyways, happy Sunday. Happy belated Valentine's Day. Happy 75th birthday to Roger Fisher, one of my favorite guitar players of all time. I'm running out of time, as you can see. Anyhow, take it easy, guys. Have a great week. Don't get lost in the snow. See ya. Bye.